Good afternoon. This is Tom Wright at the National Weather Service in Medford, and we're bringing you this video to alert you to a very significant storm system we have coming to our area on Tuesday. This cyclone is being referred to as a bomb cyclone, and as you may know, a bomb low pressure system or cyclone is what it's called when the pressures, central pressures of the system drop 24 millibars in 24 hours or greater. And the system that we have coming in is actually dropping at a faster rate than that. So this is a significant storm system that will be coming in. And it's bringing damaging winds to portions of our area as well as heavy snow to the southern Oregon and northern California mountains. Snow levels start out at above 3,000 feet today, then drop to 2,000 feet on Tuesday, then fall to about 1,000 feet on Wednesday morning. Cold temperatures after the system on Wednesday could create icing conditions on any wet roads over the lower elevations. And we may actually even see some snowfall over the lower valley locations Tuesday night into Wednesday as colder air comes in. This graphic just gives us an indication of our confidence, and this is the European forecast for the low pressure system as it comes on shore. Now, if you're not familiar with the map, Southwest Oregon is our forecast zone, and the system is going to be coming into approximately Brookings or right along between Brookings and Crescent City. And what this shows is the European model run 49 different times, tweaking different initial conditions in the model and to see where the low center ends up. And this particular system has the low center very well clustered right off of the Southwest Oregon and Northwest California coast. So this gives us really high confidence in where the system's actually going to move, more confidence than we would usually have with a system this strong. This chart is kind of an eye chart, but we just wanted to give you a breakdown of the hazards, and I would suggest maybe you pause the video here and just take a look at the different impacts. But in a nutshell, we're expecting a very strong windstorm, particularly along the Southwest Oregon coast and into portions of the west side valleys, with significant snow over the mountains, especially in western Siskiyou County on up into the southern Cascades in Oregon. And the snowfall is going to be heavy with the extreme winds we're expecting. We could see blizzard conditions at some of these locations, including on I-5 at times. And that's going to make a significant problem for traveling over the holiday weekend. Also, the cold temperatures coming in behind the system are of a concern, because if they're not only in addition to the potential for light snowfall down into the valleys, but also if there's any water left on the roadways, we could see that freeze and create slippery travel conditions even in the lower elevations. So again, if you want to, take a second here to take a look at this chart and look at the different impacts over the area. This is called our hazard map, and it shows the various watches, warnings, and advisories we have in effect. And they're kind of numerous, so I don't want to mention each one, but just the basic highlights are the high wind warning that we have for the coast, the Rogue and Illinois valleys, and on into the Shasta Valley. The winter storm warning also in the Cascades and Siskiyou, so basically above 2,000 feet. And over our waters, we have a storm warning, and that's indicating very high winds over the waters that we'll show here in a second. And then a winter weather advisory for the entire east side of our forecast area, which includes Klamath, Lake, and Modoc counties. This is our snowfall forecast, total snowfall between 10 a.m. Tuesday and 10 a.m. Wednesday. And you can see the significant snowfall down in the Mount Shasta area. We're looking for 1 to 2 feet of snow down into Mount Shasta City. On all the way up through the Shasta Valley, including Wairika and areas along I-5, we're still going to see significant snowfall, even though the amounts are less. Siskiyou Summit, potentially a foot of snow. And then as we get into the backside of the system, snow levels will drop, with snow possibly falling down into Medford and certainly along the passes between Grants Pass and Roseburg. So those lower passes will also get in on some of the snowfall. So significant travel difficulties expected from tomorrow afternoon on through potentially Wednesday morning from snowfall. And this is quickly a rainfall graphic. This would be melted snowfall or rainfall. So basically just the liquid amount of precipitation we expect Tuesday through Wednesday morning. And we're just showing this because even though we expect heavy rain at the coast, we don't think it'll be anything out of the ordinary really for the coast. A couple of inches at the coast, and that's not anything that they wouldn't be used to. Certainly no flooding concerns. Here's the peak wind gusts, which is probably the bigger and more dangerous part of this whole thing, is the windstorm we see coming. And the strongest winds will be Tuesday afternoon at the coast and on into the evening as we get into west side valleys. And you can see these are peak wind gusts. So 72 miles an hour at Brookings, 75 at Gold Beach, and gusts anywhere from 35 to potentially 60 miles an hour in the Rogue Valley, and then 50 to 60, maybe even 70 miles an hour down into the Shasta Valley. So significant wind storm potential as well. This may be a little difficult to understand, but this is the forecast out over the marine waters. And so our coast line is shown there in the black, land in white, and then these are the sustained winds at 1 p.m. So if you're a mariner or boater, it's just best not to be out there as we get into Tuesday. Wind speeds are approaching storm force, so we've got 50 to 60 knots ahead of the system, especially near Cape Blanco, and that's 1 p.m. Tuesday. Then by 7 p.m., the low pressure system is coming into the coast, and then we have strong winds on the backside, so another 50 to 60 knot winds on the backside, and that'll create seas, which is the panel on the right. Peak seas around 10 p.m. coming in behind that storm are anywhere from 25 to 35 feet. That'll create breaking waves of 35 feet or so out on the coast. Here's a quick look at our threat level. So we think the worst threat is the strong winds. And so increasing toward the top of the chart are the threats. So the bigger threat is the strong winds. Snow above 2,500 feet is also a pretty significant threat. Then getting down into the valleys, we also are concerned about snow at the valley locations as well as the lower passes between Grants Pass and Roseburg. And as I mentioned, our forecast confidence is quite high with this system, higher than it would usually be with a system of this strength. The key takeaways from this video we hope you'll pay attention to. We have high confidence that we'll see damaging winds in our forecast area along with heavy snow over the mountains and the potential also for snow down into the valleys, as I mentioned. This will be a very dangerous windstorm, especially at the coast. Wind gusts could be 80 to 90 miles an hour at some of the headlands. And the strongest winds are expected to impact even inland locations later in the event into Tuesday evening. Heavy snow over the mountains with near blizzard conditions at times will make travel very difficult to impossible over the mountains. So travel through Southwest Oregon and Northern California is strongly discouraged. If you can't get through here by Tuesday morning, you probably shouldn't come this way because you're going to have a hard time along I-5 anywhere from Northern California on up through Oregon. So take that for what you will. You really shouldn't be trying to travel through here on Tuesday, especially over the mountains. The much colder air arrives Tuesday night into Wednesday, and we could see some snow accumulations down to the valley floors, maybe an inch or two in the Rogue Valley. We're starting out with roads that are fairly warm, so it's going to take a while for any accumulations to happen on the pavement, but with the temperatures getting colder and snow levels crashing, that's certainly a possibility. And again, those passes north of Grants Pass, between Grants Pass and Roseburg, are going to be impacted. That'll be Tuesday night into Wednesday for the lower elevations. And that's the end of our video, so feel free to contact us or look us up on any of the media you see there. Facebook, Twitter, and our website are listed on your screen. Have a good day and